Hi, I'm Craig Fredrickson, Senior Product Manager for ClearCom at the LDI show, and I'm going to give you a little introduction to our advanced platform called Arcadia Central Station, which is a 1RU rack mount device that comes with a front panel, touchscreen, headset position with a speaker and mic, so it can be used as a panel or a station for the person directing the show. And you'll find on the back here on Arcadia that it supports a multiple of devices. It supports our legacy 2-wire system, so there's 4 channels of 2-wire. Just plug in your XLRs and you can connect to all our legacy systems, or you can use that also to connect Arcadia to Arcadia if you'd like to. Then it also has 8 4-wire, so you can use those again to cross-connect, bring in IFBs, bring in other systems that can connect to. And then we have on the it supports both our HelixNet system, which is our wired digital party line, and it supports our wireless FreeSpeak 2 system and our FreeSpeak Edge system. There's 2 different wireless systems. One is the legacy FreeSpeak 2, which we call the E1 system. That plugs in here on the E1 connectors, and those require a splitter if you want to have more than 2 transceivers. So the splitter can also be connected with a fiber cage. So if you had a long run, let's say you got to run to another building, you could run a fiber, then you run a splitter over there, and then you could have multiple antennas in that location. It also supports our IP transceivers. So there's 4 IP connections. There's one for the system administration, which is our CCM, which runs on a computer. So you can either control this through the user interface, so I can program through the user interface, or I can program it through a computer program. So here's an example of how I would program it through the user interface. I would select the feature I wanted. Like I want a 2-wire, I'd set that up, I would plug it, and we go over here, and I would select, and then finally I would select here. It's kind of our, call it our waterfall menu. So you can set most things up through the user interface if you got to make a quick change, or you can have a browser-based system that allows you to program everything on the system. So back to the IP connections, we have one IP connection dedicated for the control. We have another IP connection dedicated for an AES-67 network. That could be AES-67 audio or our AES-67 transceivers. And eventually there will be also AES panels on here. Today this supports wired legacy party line. It supports wireless FreeSpeak 2 E1 and IP, and it also supports HelixNet wired. So then there's another port for your, so there's 4, as I said, there's 4 IP ports here plus an SFP cage. So if you wanted to run, you would run your separate Dante network, for example. This supports up to 64 channels of Dante. So you would split your AES-67 and you would split your Dante out of a separate port. And then you would have your IP transceivers on the other one, and the other one's for control. So it's a complete digital and analog system. I really think of it as as kind of the Swiss Army knife of Intercom, because it supports all the legacy systems and it supports all the new digital connections. So you can find out more about this at www.clearcom.com, www.clearcom.com, and thank you.